Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me, as always, is my co-pilot Jalen Wilson. Jalen. Does anybody want to be number one, bro? Like serious. Before we get to today's show, does anybody really, truly want to be number one? Because we've seen this AP poll just kind of bounce. And what we got? 2 more weeks before the college football playoff poll is out.
2 more weeks. Dang, I really need Illinois to step up.
Yeah,
I feel like if we lose to Oregon, they might be like, you know what? Drop them boys out to play the whole.
I mean, you guys.
rankings.
Look at it. Your only loss is to a top 3 team.
Yeah, and it wasn't like we got blown out either.
Yeah,
Like,
so
we was in that game in the fourth quarter.
if you guys are competitive this game, and let's say you win out, let's say even if you're not in the conference championship, wouldn't Illinois have to be in the college football playoff at that?
We would need Indiana to lose.
Think you need Indiana to lose?
I really hope Indiana drop a game or two. Actually, I hope they drop like 3 games.
They're looking good. Kirk Signetti said in his introductory press conference when he was introduced as the head football coach, he said, "Google me, I win." Like that's the type of confidence and bravado you need to be a head coach.
So he pulled the little Kevin Durant where Kevin Durant was I'm Kevin Durant, you know who I am.
Yeah. He pulled one of those, and you're looking at this, and is it me or did Billy Napier isn't going to lose his job this year? Like that was a big win. A lot of people don't want to give them their credit for beating Kentucky.
His schedule is pretty tough for the rest of the season.
Yeah, it is. But they're already at 4 wins, 4-3, above 500. Can they possibly get to bowl eligibility? Now, that may not be enough for the Florida Brass, but has he gone Jeff Hafley on us, where it's kind of known that they want to fire him, and he says, not so fast?
I think it'll be enough this season because it's like you were facing so much adversity after the first 2 or 3 weeks. I even made a video about the downfall of Florida.
Right. Lose Graham Mertz for the entirety of the season.
Yeah, my Florida video is kind of aging like my Alabama video last year, and looked like I was a year too late on the Alabama one. I might be a year too late on the Florida one. Who knows?
Hey, it's been interesting, but this college football season has been nothing short.
KT, I'm gonna drop this Miami video, and they're gonna drop 3 straight.
They are just like the cardiac kids. Miami refuses to lose. I'm excited. You know what I'm also excited for? The sidebar. College basketball will be here in a couple of weeks.
I've been watching some I watched the Alabama exhibition game highlights.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You be getting warmed up. I know I gotta do some work on the website. I got a bunch of work to do. I'm halfway finished on the preview show. Moon has seen some of it. It looks really good. I'm going to get it to you upon completion. The approach of it, I think, is going to be what's really good. But let's get into it, man. Down goes Texas. I was talking to Moon earlier in the week on our way out to Marshall and the Georgia State game. And shout out to Marshall, beautiful host. Now, on the way out there, I have to include this. On the way out there, we stopped at this gas station. This gas station, this is in West Virginia. Now, this is the West Virginia people hear about. Like, it's a dog chilling in the middle of the street. No, nobody's dog. He's just there. There's a damn. It's like a bunch of like. What do they call it?
What is it?
It's like a trailer park.
Yeah.
Literal trailer park in the gas station unit. Like, just like 5 or 6 homes. There was a couple gentlemen who, if you looked at their skin, because it was so dirty, looked African American. They were actually Caucasian. So this is where I'm like, yo, West Virginia isn't a real place. But once you get to the city of Huntington, where the university is, and I feel like I've been a lot of places, especially since doing this college football tour. I can't say the people who agree with me, but that place has some beautiful women. I can't say that. So it was surprising. So I've seen both sides of Marshall. But anyway,
shout out to DMV.
Hey, shout out to the real DMV though. I felt strongly that Georgia will win this game, bro. I don't know. I told you 31-10. I told Moon 31-10.
It's almost 31-10.
It was almost 31-10. I felt confident in it. Before I get into your takeaways from the game, the biggest story coming out of the game seemed to be the bottle throwing on the PI. You know, takes a choice on whether it was PI or not. Where
Yeah.
they threw bottles on the field and then they kind of talked for about 3 to 5 minutes and then they ended up changing the call.
Yeah,
Was it the right call? I can see how it could be the right call or how it could be the wrong call, but it
you
definitely
can't change a PI.
it's,
Like
it,
that's a
it sets a bad precedent because
yeah.
at Name Your Stadium, the next time there's a bad call like that, what are they going to do? They're going to throw
Yeah.
bottles on the field. You
Yeah,
have just opened a can of worms you do not want to open.
Yeah, that's that call remind me of it was 2018. Cavs Warriors game 1. LeBron has 50 points. LeBron sets a charge, and then the refs go because the crowd's booing them. They go review it, say it's not a charge, it's a blocking foul. And they was like, that's not a part of the rules. You can't do that. But the refs made a part of the rules that game. The next season, they make that a rule. You can now view a charge or a block, and you can now go review it. Same thing with the Saints and Rams game. Remember?
Oh yeah,
the blatant PI.
Nikhil Roby.
Yes.
Yes.
Blatant PI. Then the next year, if I'm not mistaken, they changed. They said, you know what? We can now challenge the PI calls and everything. I'm like, I was like, like I saw that those two memories popped up in my mind, and that Tennessee Ole Miss game a couple years back. It was like Lane Kiffin's first or second year. Remember they're throwing bottles? I think Tennessee fans throwing bottles on the field because of the way it ended. I don't remember how it ended. I think it was like in the refs' hands. But I remember Ole Miss players were going down a lot that game. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, you don't want that to happen because now fans just like, oh, you mean to tell me we could just throw things on the field and be like, y'all gonna change the call?
We'll get the call right.
And, man, don't let it be fourth quarter.
Oh yeah,
tie ball game, a minute 40 left,
and fans been drinking all day long game, and they're drunk. All the type of stuff they're going to go on the field. I will say this. This has probably been, I think, the best college football season in 15 years outside of reffing. I think the same thing as far as the reffing has been bad in NFL. I watched the game Monday night, and it was my Bills who were playing the Jets. The worst officiated game I've seen in years from calls.
Like, I was like, man,
it was like 15 penalties each team. Like, I'm like, the game was unwatchable. Aaron Rodgers, they called the roughing the pass on AJ Epinesa. Aaron Rodgers, like, that's not roughing the pass. So you can see him shaking the head. Like, what are y'all calling? They did the same thing for Josh Allen. I don't know why I just drew a blank. They do the same thing for Josh Allen and went up like. And Moon and Mike will tell you, I'm watching this game. I'm like, yo, I cannot watch this game. Like, it was super hard to watch. It was like the ref wanted to be the main character, bro.
That's how I feel like the Joel Embiid game against the Celtics.
I'm like, come on, bro. Like this, just let the teams play. These are AFC foes. I mean, hey, but shout out to my man, Mr.
I feel like it got like that. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
no, I was just saying, shout out to my man Amari Cooper, bro. He looked good this weekend.
I feel like the refs kind of got like that at the end of the Georgia Texas game. Like, it was like 3 like things where they was like, oh, is that targeting? Is that targeting? I'm like,
it's late. Really? It's an intense game. Some things just don't need to be. At some point, you just
and it was one. It was the player got thrown out. I don't remember the player's name, but the Texas player caught the ball. I think it was like on a little slant. Georgia player, boom. They say, oh yeah, he lay with the helmet, the crown of him. I'm like, okay. At the same time, I'm like, I get that's targeting. But at the same time, it's football. Those hits just gonna happen. Like, I can live with that hit if I'm a ref. Honestly, it sounds wrong, but I can live with that hit because I'm like, one, it wasn't helmet to helmet. He hit him like in chest, stomach area, like. So I'm like, oh, okay, like. Then, because the play before that or 2 plays before that, it was like the commentator was like, "Oh, that should have been reviewed for targeting." Because a couple plays before that one, it was another play reviewed for targeting. I'm like, okay, man.
Jalen, you and I have played this sport. We both know how dangerous this sport is. Now, what the sport tries to do is protect the defenseless. What they don't do a very good job of is protecting the defenders. Like, you think about it. You, as a linebacker, you're reading a play, a running back is allowed to lead with their helmet.
Yeah.
Or the ball carrier is, but you're not allowed to lead with your helmet, or
Yeah, because if
you
if the running back goes down and you go
right,
down, you're
right.
the one getting the flag.
And it's so hard. Like I couldn't play. Like what we talked about last week was the hip drop tackle.
Yeah,
I did that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like in Little League, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I didn't know it was a thing. So it's so hard to be a defender in this
Actually,
era of football with the
in
rules.
in the NFL, running backs get fined for like lowering the helmet.
Do they? Do they?
Yeah. I
Well,
think somebody said, man, I got fined like $27K for this. It was just
but
lowering the
but
helmet.
I mean,
I'm
just
like, bro, you're a
imagine.
running back. You kidding me?
Imagine being a free safety. Derrick Henry has entered the hole, and you got, well, I gotta make sure I don't tackle him like this. I gotta make sure I don't tackle him like that. It's so difficult.
The,
But
the NFL throws out little small fines that they don't tell you about.
right.
Behind the scenes.
It's not always announced, right?
Yeah.
So do me a favor, give me your takeaways from this game, and I'm gonna throw 3 questions at you at once. Is the Manning media cartel alive and woke now? And then how does Texas rebound? So can you answer
Well,
all
it's a
those
lot.
questions?
It's alive. I don't know if they really want to wake up.
Okay.
Because Arch Manning got in and it did
Yeah.
not look pretty.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that was actually going to be taken away. Both quarterbacks for Texas looked
Mhm.
scared.
Mhm.
They look rattled. Queen Ewers did come out in the second half. It looked a little bit easier for him, but another takeaway. And I think I texted you this.
Mhm.
This is the Georgia team everybody was expecting to see all season.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the Georgia team we expect to see against Alabama,
Mhm.
Kentucky.
The team we
Like,
saw against Clemson.
yeah, like this is the team we're expecting to see, and we
Mhm.
just didn't see it. This is why I didn't go Georgia, because I'm like, we haven't seen this Georgia team really play like that. Like, yeah, they played the second half really good against Alabama. They played good in the second half against Clemson. We haven't seen it for a full game. That's why I didn't go. I didn't go Georgia. I'm like, Texas they played a full game. You know, good defense and good offense. Like, so I was like, yeah, like. I was like, man, this is the Georgia team we were expecting to see all season. I'm like, I don't know if this could be the turning point for them, but it could be. It could be. And I guess another takeaway I have to be like is Texas did not look ready to play a top SEC opponent.
No, bro. So you know where I stand with this situation. You know, by few I've been called a Texas hater.
I just think it's fair criticism.
And it's like they made it to the college football playoff last year, but in my mind, I feel like did they? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we both. I feel like most people that watched college football last year was like Alabama or Michigan.
Right.
Is a national championship. Everybody, I was calling it the national championship game when it was going on.
Right,
like,
for sure. And they gave us a heavyweight battle. But I'm looking at Texas this year, and a couple of questions arise for me. And SC said something so profound. we're gonna talk about it in the show right now. And shout out to SC, beautiful job he does with the O. Hearing chatter about yours returning next year, I think this is a bad idea. Agree or disagree? Here's what I think. I think after this year, it should be Manning's team. So if he does decide to play college football, it should be elsewhere. That's my thought. Now, I think he needs to go to the NFL this year, though. How do you rank Quinn Ewers? Because I don't rank him as highly as a lot of other people.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know where I have.
I don't think you do
before the season, but
I don't think you do either.
Yeah, I remember last year I was not high on him last year, and I was like, he's overrated, blah blah blah. And that was before the Oklahoma game. Then he had a Oklahoma game, and
so you feel like it proves your thesis a little bit.
Yeah. And I hate it because I believed in him this season, and it didn't like I wasn't a full believer, but I was like, hey, Texas #1 team, they're led by Quinn Ewers, so I kind of like,
right.
But yeah, I know like ain't higher than Shador, ain't higher than Cam Ward. Is he higher than Nussmeier? I don't think so.
And not in my opinion. Can he make a lot of the throws? Absolutely. To me, it's the injury history, and then seeing him in some really big games. He looked really good at a Michigan game. Don't get me wrong, but that Oklahoma game last year, much to be desired.
Yeah,
that was the same thing in this game as well. Like you said, he did rebound a little bit in the second half, but I think him coming back to college will only mean that he would end up in Mobile next year versus this year.
Wait. Hold on, Mobile. You mean the Senior Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
For
know?
some reason, I thought you meant Alabama. I was like, he gonna transfer Alabama? Really? Is
No,
that where you
no,
really want to go?
no. I meant like at the Senior Bowl, and quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl typically have something to prove versus the ones who
Dang.
don't go to the Senior Bowl.
Dang, that would be a fall from grace for him.
I think it. I think
Perfect
it would.
recruit
I
to.
think it would be. I think his buzz would grow like during the combine. I think he'll interview well. I think he's been through
They
enough
have like that Bo
adversity.
Nix type thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. If he's really deciding to come back, I don't know.
Yeah.
He said I had him as QB1, but this was a wake up call. Quarterback class is deeper than this year. I agree. Has more value than this year.
Honestly, Luke Otmar looks like a better prospect than him.
Hashtag I'm just saying, right? So
Yeah.
what? How does Texas rebound? Truly, how do they rebound? Because who's next on there? They got Vandy next, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's no cakewalk, bro.
They got to treat Vandy like how they treated Michigan and some of those other teams.
Because that's in Nashville, isn't it?
Yeah, like they gotta beat Vandy convincingly, so people will be like, okay, Georgia won. People still gonna be like, okay, yeah, like
when's
Georgia's
the
still
last
lacking.
time they scored less than 20 points in a game?
Probably some years ago.
They scored over 30 every game last year.
Yeah, it's probably some years ago because you got to think Big 12 never had no defense at some point.
Alabama, September 10th, 2002.
Really? Dang.
Yeah, but that's 30. And then also
they scored over 20 points in the national championship game in 2009 or 2010. Garrett Gilbert came in.
I do not remember, but TCU was the last time they scored under 20 points, which is November 12th, 2022.
Okay.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, you just got to be Vandy convincing. Like, if you go out there and you have like an Alabama type game against Vandy, but you beat Vandy, people are gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're really overrated then. Or people are gonna be like, hey, Vandy's better than what we really expected. I mean, they already are, but
I think Texas is in.
It's gonna go both ways.
Like, Texas is in dangerous territory, and they're in dangerous territory because they played number 25 Vandy, like SC just said, should win that game. Home against Florida, should win that game. At Arkansas, should win that game. Home against Kentucky, should win their game. At Texas A&M is a toss-up. But what happens, let's say they lose to Vandy or Florida, and they lose, let's say the Texas A&M after that, what happens to their playoff chances? They're a three-loss team. One of those losses is Georgia, but like
Notre Dame,
are they out?
Notre Dame will have to suffer a loss.
They would.
Indiana will have to suffer a couple losses, I feel like.
And the Big Ten is loaded, bro.
Yeah. You
Ooh, that's a bold take. D-Now said he believes they'll lose to Kentucky.
Okay.
Front seven on it.
See, I was gonna say Arkansas, but
I know Arkansas is Heckle and Jod, of course, but I think me and you both are fans of when they're looking good of what they can do.
They would need Indiana to lose. They would need like Notre Dame to lose. They would need LSU, and a couple other teams that's on that. Like they would need Miami to get upset once or twice. BYU will have to lose a couple more. Iowa State, like they would need some teams to lose. But they might also get big brand.
And that's the scary part, because if Iowa State and BYU State, of course, it'll be interesting. But
didn't BYU just lose Friday?
Nah, they won by one against Oklahoma State. I didn't think we'll be at the point where 7 or 8 games in, really 7 games in, that I'd be saying Colorado can win the Big 12. I didn't see that coming. Did you? I know D-Now saw it coming, but I thought it was a dumpster fire. But what are they now? 5-2?
Yeah.
5-2. They just beat Arizona handsomely in Arizona.
I mean,
if they lose again, they'll be a road team in the playoff. Yeah, and Clemson has looked really good as well. So Jalen, while you look for something, I'm gonna get into this next segment.
Oh, I was gonna look at Colorado's schedule.
Yeah, let's look at Colorado's schedule. How about we do that? They play some teams, but it's like
lots of teams that they play have been like underwhelming. Like
right.
Oklahoma State's under. We thought Oklahoma State was gonna be good. They suck.
Right. Yeah.
we thought Arizona was gonna be good. They overrated.
I was at Maryland game on Saturday, right? And we was watching a Colorado game, and me and Moon was looking at the TV, and they showed media poll preseason. And then we both put our hands down, dog. Like, because it's crazy what the media voted, you know what I'm saying, versus what it actually is. So Texas Tech did not look good this past week. Baylor put hands and feet on them.
So Cincinnati,
they can beat Cincy. At Texas Tech will be a tough one, but they can beat them.
See, been how has Cincy been this season? If I'm not mistaken, they was like looking.
Did they just beat Arizona State?
Yeah,
I know. Sam Leaver didn't play, but so they play at Texas Tech. That'd be a tough one. Cincy at home, I think they'll get them. At Texas Tech, tough one, but what Texas Tech's team showed up because Baylor just put like 59 on them. Utah they'll beat, and at Kansas they'll beat. At home against Oklahoma State, they can run the table. They can, but will they play defense? Will they tackle? That will be the key. But I can also see a scenario where they lose 2 of those games. So I don't know. I guess we will also have to look at BYU's schedule, right? Which would be interesting. Because they're undefeated. But they play at Central Florida, at Utah, home against Kansas, at Arizona State versus Houston. They can win out, bro.
Wait, what schedule were you just looking at? I was talking to somebody.
5-2 this week, and they are in sole second. I like that, D. Now, this is your bold prediction, bro. They play at UCF. They can't lose that game. They play at Utah, home against Kansas, at Arizona State, and then home versus Houston. So BYU can't run the table. And it was Iowa State was the other team.
Yeah. I mean, I look at like Texas Tech. The Texas Tech and Utah game will be like I think they beat Utah. Utah has no offense. I'm talking about Colorado here.
Right.
Utah has no offense. I think they beat Kansas.
I think they beat Kansas too.
Depending on Oklahoma State team that come out, like if they got Oklahoma State that plays against BYU, I feel like
there's a world I see Iowa State can possibly lose 2 games. They play home versus Texas Tech. They go at Kansas, home versus Cincinnati, at Utah, and then versus Kansas State. It's just like I feel like it's like 4 teams competing for 2 spots. Kansas State. Ooh. They play.
I'm honest, bro. The Big 12, they would need Kansas State. Colorado would need Kansas State to lose.
Yeah, they will have to essentially vote against Kansas State. But let's get to the second game, Jalen. There was a game in Champaign, Illinois that you've been kind of waiting for quite some time. I want to say over a month. I remember about a month ago you were talking about this game and how you wanted Michigan to keep winning because your eye test told you that, hey, Illinois is better than Michigan. Why were you so confident
in Illinois? Actually,
why were you so confident in that?
Why? Because, bro, KT? We watch Michigan offense.
We have, or the lack thereof. We have.
Yeah, we watched their offense. It ain't much offense. They had one good drive and everything to that whole game. Well, a drive and a half that was like really good. But yeah, I wanted that game simply because one, I knew they were beatable this season, even before this season started. Like I knew they were beatable.
Does it bother you that you guys should be undefeated? I watched that Penn State game. You guys should have had Penn State. That
it kind of bothers me, and it kind of bothers me.
Before the half, bro, you guys would have went to halftime with a lead, and to not get points right there, that was brutal, bro. That was brutal. You guys should have been Penn State, and I wasn't big on Penn State before the season. I'm definitely big on them now, but I do, and I'll say this live. I said it behind the scenes. I think you guys will get Oregon this week.
It's frustrating. Knowing the fact that Penn State it should be gone right now,
right?
Whether that's USC or whether that's Illinois, like it's frustrating just watching Penn State come. Like, I know who y'all are.
Right.
I know who y'all are.
You saw enough, and like, yo, we play y'all in the conference championship. I'm booking my ticket to the playoff. Like, I know you're that confident, and your team's ability. But Luke Allmeyer, who's seen this coming? Who's seen the growth and the progression? I didn't see it. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was
I
much of a
honestly just
quarterback
hope that
last
it was
season.
there.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did
honestly
you
just
see
hope.
flashes last season?
Yeah, I
'Cause I
definitely saw
only seen a
flashes.
couple games, and I saw that Penn State game, and I had a parlay.
It was
I spread
flashes in the
parlay, and I
second
was
half
mad at him.
against. It was flashes in second half against Kansas.
Mhm,
It was flashes before he got hurt last season.
mhm.
Where he was like playing like really good. The offensive line just like he had flashes all throughout the season. The offensive line just wasn't there. Like offensive line
100%.
is better now, and he has performed better.
He
Uh,
has. He has. And
so
he said the voters of the AP pool has no consistency this year. That feels like every year, honestly.
yeah,
Um, and the funny thing is, like, we got 2 weeks, and then all of us would be like, it's just the AP poll, because we will be looking at the college football playoff poll. So
I mean, 'cause that's the poll that matters. So
yeah. So you guys won 21-7. Didn't disappoint. I was proud of you guys because I feel like I'm an honorary Illinois fan. You know what I'm saying? I supported your basketball team back in, what was that, 2021,
yeah,
2022?
where we lost
So
to Little Chicago because Brad
how,
Underwood
how, how are you
couldn't
feeling?
stop behind the arrow.
How's the group chat? Are you guys starting to get delusional?
Some are. Some like, hey, we Oregon might get upset. I was like, listen,
Illinois by 50. That's when I know fans are getting delusional, man. I remember
listen,
Tennessee
like,
fans were saying
I
that.
ever saw no Illinois like before this week. It was like many fans were scrapping that game as like a loss already. They were
Really?
like, Oregon's loss. After that, we just need to run the tape, basically.
No. Or you
Now
guys
some
can be
fans,
Oregon. Because you know why I think you guys can be Oregon?
why?
Because you guys can get to the passer. Dylan Gabriel is a guy that if he got time in the pocket, he'll deliver. But if you can hit him a little bit, I mean, like make him uncomfortable. I'm talking about when you hit him, rough him up a little bit. When you hit him, you get a little shaky. I think you guys will be able to get pressure.
Yeah. And I think Jordan Birch and Jabbar Muhammad might be out that game, which is huge for us. But yeah, I'm like, yeah, some Illinois fans are getting delusional. I'm like, hey, calm it down.
He said, man, I'm at the point, if my team throws 400 yards, I'm taking the moral victory.
D-Nay, I'm sorry. We would beat y'all, by the way.
That's crazy because y'all been having a back and forth for a while. He said they can beat Oregon if Gabriel makes mistakes in the end zone. That's what SC said.
Yeah, I think Oregon moves the ball well against our defense stuff. But I saw many of Illinois fans in our group chat saying, "Oh yeah, like they was mad at our offense that game. They was like, man, Barry Looney calling a terrible game. I'm like, I think he called us a solid game. Like I didn't think it was like overly great. I didn't think it was bad. I'm like, I think it's solid. They were like, oh, he didn't trust Luke. I'm like, bro, I get he didn't like. I think he had like 100-something yards passing, maybe that. But I was like, it's Michigan. We just knew we played mistake-free football. We beat them.
Right. You knew from an offensive perspective they weren't gonna be able to move the ball on you. And you guys probably truly felt first to 21 wins the game.
Yeah.
So let's move this further. What are the chances that you all play for a conference championship? And how do you feel about your chances to make the playoff? Because I feel like you guys can make the playoff as a 2-loss team that didn't play in the conference championship. I feel like you guys can make the playoff.
Oh, we're not making the playoffs with a 2-loss team.
You don't think so?
No, the voters not gonna respect us.
10-2.
The voters not gonna respect us.
Wow.
You said why or wow?
No, I'm just saying wow. You don't think you guys would be respected as a 2-loss team? He says, just wait till Brett Bielema comes home to Iowa. Your coach has a Tiger Hawk tattoo.
Oh man, nobody wants to go to that craft show program.
That's hilarious, bro.
Oh man, I wish we played y'all this year. That'd be free win. Should have beat y'all last year. Really, that was a fluke goal. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage that won all the game.
That was a boring ass game last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. We could get into the conference championship. I'll be honest. We would need to beat Oregon. If we don't beat Oregon, it's wraps. Like
if you guys don't beat Oregon,
Penn State has that tiebreaker. So even if Penn State loses to Ohio State, they have to
they still own the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So how many teams you feel like can make it from the Big Ten? You don't feel like the voters will give them 3 or 4?
They'll get 4.
What's going to be hard is that the Big 12 could possibly get 2, and the ACC is still right now looking like they could get 2.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to start voting for some of them teams to lose.
Yeah, Miami.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think it's a really too much of a chance. Like,
Mhm.
because we would need Indiana to drop 2 games. We would need Penn State to drop a game outside of Ohio State, and we would need to beat Oregon.
It's 3: Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State.
Yeah.
Agreed. So where are we at with Nebraska? Remember all the hype Nebraska was getting before the season? I mean, they got
Improved team.
Uh,
Improved team from last year. I'll
yeah,
say
that's
that.
a good point, D. Now he said Indiana won't get love because Curtis Walker's hurt. That's a good point. Let's get to the last couple segments in this show. We got about 4 minutes left before I gotta go and run. Third Saturday in October didn't disappoint as everyone in orange and Neyland pulled out their cigar in celebration of the Vols winning 24-17 victory over Bama. 2 things I noticed. One is that people had some very expensive cigars, but 2, a lot of people don't know how to smoke cigars. So that was just my
Yeah, aren't you like not supposed to inhale it and stuff like that?
No. I seen somebody literally like, bro, you smoke a lot of marijuana, bro. You not supposed to.
Yeah, isn't it like bad for your lungs? Because like
it's terrible for your lungs. Cigars is it's terrible for you.
it's
You
like
don't want to
tobacco
do
or
that.
some type of
You'll
bad
get a tobacco high off a cigar just by letting the smoke like just go under your tongue. But yeah, it was bad, bro. So Jalen, what were your takeaways from this? Can't Bama rebound. Kalen DeBoer, we said it after he lost to Vandy, but now he's really about to figure out what it's like coaching in Tuscaloosa. It's gonna be heavy. I'm actually going to watch. What's my guy's show? Paul Feinbaum. I'm actually gonna watch his show this week just to hear the call-ins.
So you can have up callers that don't talk about anything and just argue and yell all day.
It's the Jerry Springer of college football. They be cursing each other out. I can't wait to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I can only take that show in bits and pieces. But after the game, like we just had, I'm definitely gonna be watching that on replay.
I haven't watched that show
a little bit later on.
You
don't? I watch it every now and then, depending on if there's a big loss.
I can't, bro. I can't. It's just too many dumb callers. Oh my god. And it's not enough actual like football conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can Alabama rebound? Sure. The schedule isn't too happy though. Like I mean, too easy though. Like I think they got LSU, if I'm not mistaken. I say Auburn needs even to give me game that much.
Yeah, I was looking at some of those comments. My bad.
I know you're okay. Yeah, DeBoer, I ain't gonna lie, you in trouble. You already on the hot seat.
Already?
Yeah.
You think with the talent and what do you stand with Jalen Milroe? Are you comfortable saying what you said via text?
Tyson should be the starter.
Yeah.
Who's
that for? Is it Nick Sheridan? Is it Jalen Milroe? Is it Milroe? Is it a combination? But like, who is it?
I think it's something like. First of all, I think DeBoer thinks Milroe is the passer that Penix was. He's not.
No.
Especially the deep ball thrower. Holy Lord. Penix is a way better deep ball thrower than Jalen Milroe. At least accuracy wise. His arm strength, I don't know. It's not all his fault, but it was some glaring issues. Like that I mean, the final pass, it was like behind the receiver. It was a pass to Ryan Williams where I think he threw it too high. There was another pass, that interception to Ryan Williams, that I guess you can blame Ryan Williams. I don't know. I didn't think the ball was really all that great, I'm gonna be honest. Then was another play where he like looked Ryan Williams' way, and it was like it looked like the safety was gonna read it. And it was like another player right here in the that ran like a curl that was open.
And so you think he's not trusting the progressions?
Yeah.
He's kind of he just, and a lot of quarterbacks do it. They build a bond with a wide receiver. So
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like last year's team was more built for Milroe because he had to run a lot because the offensive line sucked, and the offensive line isn't super great this season. Still has his mishaps, but I feel like the team is not more built for a better passer, and I think that's Ty Simpson. I'll be honest. Yeah. I mean, I think I even said during the offseason, like Ty Simpson's still the best passer in that.
Yeah, you did. You said you did say that.
So, but Miro isn't all the problem. Defense showed up this game, but yeah, the offensive line still has these problems. Play calling is still iffy. Outside of Ryan Williams, they still ain't got no receiver that's like I'm like really scared of.
Wow.
Yeah, even Ryan Williams at times I'm not completely scared of him. So honestly, it's inconsistency. Really,
is inconsistency you think overall?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Tennessee's playoff chances now?
Feeling a lot better.
Yeah.
Feeling a lot better. Because now you got a key win. Well, I was gonna say Oklahoma's key win. That game not no key win no more. But now you beat Alabama. Hopefully, it stays a key win for them. Alabama could very well drop another game or two. And
they could, especially if they continue to play like this. So,
but it's cool, KT, because if they do that, they'll still be ranked number 25.
Yeah, they probably won't.
If Illinois does that, we won't ever be ranked again.
You guys schools to Oregon, they probably kick you guys out of the top 25. And as unfair as that is, it just wouldn't be right. So we got 2 more segments to talk about. We're gonna kind of run through these kind of fast. Let's talk about that final playoff spot, Jalen. Things are starting to take shape. What G5 team do you think right now, or teams could get that college football playoff bid? JMU was so disappointing this weekend, by the way.
Boise State is right there. UNLV, I feel like is a team that could get it.
Army and Navy sound crazy before the season, but right now I'm not saying that sounds crazy at all.
Yeah, Army Navy
could they cancel each other out? Because they can play Army Navy game, and then in a conference championship the following week, one could win one week, one could win the other week. They could cancel each other out.
Yeah. The Army Navy, Boise State, UNLV as a team, I feel like they can make it. And now be like the decision factor for this Friday, because those teams, two teams play each other on Friday. So, do you feel like Liberty have a chance?
Liberty would have to play much better. They would have to play a lot better. So they still have to play JMU, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I think you said that game will be a loss for them, if I'm not mistaken. Or you said it'll be like a tough one for them.
It'll be a tough one unless they figured it out. So we'll see. I truly don't know right now. Yeah, I would have to agree with D. Now he said nope. Salter look better. He just doesn't look happy. There's something I'm going to tell you after the show, Jalen. I'm saving it for Overreaction Monday, but I'll tell you when the show is over with. So I like those choices. Right now, who's your Heisman winner?
Ashton Jeanty.
Hasn't changed?
Nope. Okay. It was that 2 weeks ago. It was that now.
Okay. I mean, I think it's hard to go against that. Did you hear what Travis Hunter said on the show?
Yeah, and I was and I saw people in the comments saying, "Oh yeah, now all Ashton Jeanty has got to do is like play good, and he got to give out the right response, a little corporate response." He did that today. He did that today. I was like, "Oh, okay." So now he got the Colorado haters, the Travis Hunter haters on his side. I'm like, yeah, that's all he got to do is play good for the rest of the season. You know what's the scary thing is that Travis Hunter played both sides of the ball. I feel like all Ashton Jeanty has to do is have a 110-yard game, and they'll be like, "It's a bad game."
Right. Because we know how they feel about running backs, man. But Jalen, it's a great show. I'm mad the last couple of weeks we haven't been able to record on those Thursdays for those previews because we've been at Thursday games. Thursday we are slated to be at the Pitt Syracuse game. I think that's gonna be a phenomenal game. It'll be
Pitt Syracuse.
It's in Pitt.
Okay.
It's at Heinz Field, so it'll be my first time outside of being a fan.
Not Heinz Field no more, KT.
What they call it now?
I don't know. I used to call it Heinz Field.
What's the name of it now?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like
still Heinz Field to me.
Is it? Yeah. Only one decent team, cupcake schedule. Oh, maybe. I'll make it sure. Oh, you think about coming out there? It's always Heinz. I know, right? Hey D, now if you serious, let me know, bro. Cause we can get one of those credentials changed. Cause Moon was supposed to be going, but he's not going now. So if you really want to go, let me know. Now I'll have Moon hit their comms guy, and I can get your name switched. It's only 2.5. All right, I'm gonna get Moon to switch it to you now. Uh,
Yeah, and I think that's about it, right? I mean, NBA season start tomorrow, so to get their rings.
you ready? You ready? You ready about you ready for that?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna buy a replica ring.
Word.
Yeah,
It felt good seeing y'all win that championship last season. I think that JT is going to lead the league in scoring this year, bro.
Oh, damn, I don't know.
Hey, bro,
Jason Tatum doesn't have a whistle like some other players.
Bro, the embarrassment he got in the summer, like they act like bro ain't just won a championship, bro. He just won the championship in the NBA, bro.
He led us on all statistical all statistical major categories.
Yeah, I felt like Steve Kerr was just playing.
Well, Steve Kerr's a buffoon.
He's playing mind. He's playing mind games, bro.
Yeah, he over there thinking he run the Warriors, not knowing that hey, you can't run 3-guard lineups with Tyrese Halliburton, Steph Curry, and Derek White. Like, why are we doing that? No, how about you run a traditional, maybe not too big, but let's run a traditional lineup instead of 3 guards. Like, this ain't college ball, buddy. This ain't the Warriors either.
Right. This ain't 06 Villanova, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But Jalen, I gotta get up out of here, man. I appreciate you. I'm gonna see what we can make shake on Thursday. I'm gonna see how much access Pitt's gonna give us while we're there to see if we can possibly do a preview show, or maybe we can even pre-record one and then just go live with that. I don't know what your schedule's looking like Wednesday, but we'll chop it up, man. I appreciate you.
Usually free Wednesday.
You free on Wednesdays? Okay.
Yeah, or we can do Friday. I'll be honest. If you able,
I'll be out of town Friday. I'll be in Lynchburg. Somebody got a new store opening, so if you're able to Wednesday, then we can record and then we'll just play it live on Thursday at his normal time stop. But as I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive in advance. That's why college football is the greatest regular season. Until next time, I'm the governor. That's Jalen Wilson. You all take care.